All right, it is bright and early, and we're gonna go do some spearfishing today. And I'm gonna show you what we're using and clear some things up for you because there's a pretty common misconception when it comes to what we're shooting over here. These are the two types of things we shoot over here. One's called a pole spear, one's called a Hawaiian sling. A lot of people call these Hawaiian slings, and this is a pole spear. And the way they work is you get your thumb around this big rubber band right here, and then you pull way up on the spear till it's nice and tight, and then when you let go, it shoots through your hand like that. There's a bunch of different kinds of tips. There's the regular flopper tip, like you see on this other spear, where it goes through and it engages that way on the fish and doesn't pull back out. And then what you get a lot more power with, or better for bigger fish, is called a slip tip. It goes in the fish, and even if it doesn't penetrate all the way through the other side, it comes off, locks sideways in the fish, and then now you have it on this cable and gives you a lot more better of a chance to land a big fish. That's what I like to use when shooting bigger fish. If we're mostly shooting hogfish in shallower water, the sling is a lot of fun. This is an actual Hawaiian sling, or just a sling, and you take your spear, you have this little hole right there, the spear goes in through that, and this one works more like a bow and arrow or a slingshot. And you're gonna go ahead and hold that with one hand and pull back real hard like that and release it, and it'll shoot it forward. So that one's a lot of fun. You'll see both of them in this video, and we'll go ahead and get into some diving now. Dive time. It is beautiful out here. We're gonna be hopping around on some coral heads. See what we can find. What? I'll go to the right. Okay. I see a cuda. Uh-huh. You're good?
As I made my first drop down, I saw a hogfish. It definitely wasn't a big hogfish by any means, but we wanted some hogfish for dinner and didn't know if we were going to see any big ones. So decided to brush off the rust and take a shot on this hogfish and see if we could get him home for some dinner. This is the next coral head that we dove, and it was loaded with mangrove snapper, a lot of like 12-inch fish, and we're not really looking for mangroves. We want to shoot some stuff that we can't really shoot at home. Plus there's a pretty bad shark problem. We were having sharks come in on us on every coral head, and even these little reef sharks will really get pretty aggressive once you have a fish on. So I spotted a hogfish from the surface, but I kind of lost him when I went down there. I knew he was going to be poking out of one of these little rocks. And this is another one, about the same size as the first one I shot, maybe a little bit bigger. But I was able to find him once I got down there and line up a nice shot on him with a Poseidon pole spear and invite another one home. So now we got two nice hogs, and we can start looking for some bigger fish. I was a little late recording this one, but Connie dropped down on another hogfish about the same size as the first two, and she was able to pick off her first fish of the trip. Right after she shot that first one, she swam down on another one and had a really good shot on it. It looked like she almost stoned it, but for whatever reason the slip tip didn't engage, and it kind of fell down to the bottom and squirmed under a rock. And this is a reason why it's really nice to have a team, because if she had to go up and breathe up again and find the fish, there's a chance she would not have been able to find that fish. So we were able to get that one in the boat as well. Here you can see I switched to the Hawaiian sling. We were mostly seeing smaller hogfish and not really any big grouper, so I like shooting the sling a lot. And this was a better hogfish, and you can just see how much trouble I had getting this thing. So that was attempt 2, and now I'm just swimming around trying to stab the thing with the spear, and I was able to hit him with the spear one more time, and it actually rolled him and got him up to the surface before he fell off again. But we got him. So the camera was aimed a little low for this one, but Scott spotted a real nice hog sitting out in the grass and pointed him out to me as he was coming up from a dive. I had the sling loaded back and got a real nice shot on him, but since the sling's not connected to you, Scott was down there real fast to put a second shot at him with the pole spear in case I wasn't able to catch him on the same dive. And this hogfish was my biggest one of the dive, and probably one of my biggest hogfish I ever shot. This thing was just huge.
Hey, look for my sling shooter. You got it? Thanks. Slip tip. I'm gonna throw the whole on there. Just grab that black spear. Scott spotted it. Chasing that big mutton around too. Ugh. You got that? That's my trophy fish for the trip.
Holy crap.
That's a giant. Big ol' hogs.
Now we have plenty of fish to eat, and we were just kind of looking for real big trophy fish at this point. And that's a Nassau grouper right there and a hogfish. And had it been the beginning of the dive, probably would have took a shot on the Nassau. He was a decent little Nassau. But I decided to pass up on it since we already had a lot of fish in the boat. I kept making drops down on different coral heads, looking in holes, under ledges, trying to find a big black down there to get a nice big grouper for the day. And just couldn't seem to find one, but the coral heads are just so pretty, so full of life. Tons of mangroves, little hogfish, all sorts of tropical fish, yellowtail. It was just a really awesome dive.
Big hoggies. Wraps up a quick dive session. Got some hoggies. Little grouper. Now it's lunchtime. So we made it to Green Turtle. We got boats tied up behind us. This is the house we're gonna be staying at. And then we got the fishing tournament tomorrow and the next day. Really cool house. We'll maybe go through it a little bit later. But we're gonna head over next door to the Bluff House and go chill out, do that for a while, and just take it easy this evening.